this segment we will be meeting with two lady athletes. So I'm happy to have with me Miss Sandra Samir, and Sandra is a tennis champion. Also, I'm happy to have with me Miss Serene Samir, and Serene is a powerlifting champion. Good morning.
Good morning.
Two lovely young sisters who are just dedicated to sports, and I think this is something actually that definitely your parents are proud of, that both of you are achieving something in sports, and this is something of great importance. So let me start with you. Tell us more about when did you join tennis, how did you do it, and what did you play in the very beginning, for example?
Well, I always played tennis.
Since you were?
I was 5. She was the reason I started. She played everything. She played basketball. She went through all the sports, and I was 5 when she was, starting to play tennis, and I just loved the.
So she started to play tennis, but she did not continue, and you decided to.
She just pushed me in, and then she left. And then I stayed for 12 years now. So she made me start. I loved the idea, the fun, the colors. I was, the kid, so I loved it, and. I just when I was older a little bit, like 8, 9, I started to play tournaments. I was dedicated to the sport. I loved it. I loved the winning, losing, and competing, and I stayed it until now. I'm 19, so 12 years now. Played a lot of tournaments, World Cup many times for Egypt. Won the African Cup 5 times, and actually we're playing Fed Cup, which is World Cup for ladies. Next month, so we're preparing for it now. So yeah.
Now, Serene, actually, Sandra was saying that you did a lot of sports.
Yeah.
So tell me, what did you do till you reached powerlifting?
That's a long story. So
hey, we can summarize.
Yeah, okay. I've started playing like basketball and ballet dancing at the Opera House. That was in the primary school. And then I went to the secondary school and stuff, and I went to the education level. So I stopped playing anything and went to the education and started to prove success and stuff. So afterwards, I went to, my friends are playing like powerlifting. I'm not into weight at all. And then they've told me that they can do stuff, and it's fun, and let's have fun. We're gonna enjoy, and we're gonna travel and stuff like this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for only one tournament, and that's it, and that's enough. And I'm gonna prove my body, and that's perfect. And then I was like, no, the game is good. I like the game. I went to the first tournament. I took the first place. I'm the number 1 in Egypt. So she started to like push me, go for sports, don't stop playing, your body started to...
Yeah, because the thing is that when she was in high school, she was all in study, and then she went to college. Now she's finishing, she's graduating.
Yeah.
And first 2 years in college, she was like, okay, I'm just going to study. And I was like, you cannot do that. I mean, how can a person just live without even any sport? Because your body needs it, even if you're not competing.
You know, we're talking about two different, it's something controversial right now, because yes, I can see a lot of students who prepare just to study, and the main target is to spend the time either studying or just going out with the friends. And you're talking about something of great importance as well, talking about that sports is something, it's the equivalent, the balance between sports and studying as well.
Well, the thing is, you can have time for it. If you want it, you can have time for it. You can make time. That's what I say, because I mean, for me now, my schedule is I don't even have a minute in my day. I wake up in the morning. I have to go to college. Well, I go to the Arab Science University. They help me so much with like attendance. So, but when I'm in Egypt, I actually have to go. So now I wake up at like 6. I go to college. I finish. I go to practice. I finish. I go to gym. So my day ends at like 9, and I only stop for food. So yeah, so I don't have any gaps. So I think everyone should do that, because if you have gaps in your day, you're gonna do like foolish stuff.
You're gonna abuse it.
You're gonna abuse it. You're gonna. I mean, if you're a great person that you don't do anything wrong, you're gonna do something wrong, like just one, because you're human. So I think if you put like sports and put something useful in your day and just use it, right? You're not gonna do a lot of like
rest
stuff.
of.
I like the
stuff.
idea because I myself am a mother.
Okay.
I don't like to give a free time for my daughter.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like we're human. We have to
Yes.
have free time. I mean, I go out. It's not like a machine, but I have my day off. But one day, like, so I
Like
told her.
yesterday.
Yeah. So I told her like you have to.
Yeah.
I was not in Egypt when she started. I was playing. I was traveling. I was in Paris, and I was like, I called her.
And she was against the game.
I was like,
Totally.
why? She was a ballerina. I was like, you're a ballerina. You can't
You
can't
can
weight
go
lift.
for weight lift.
And then she did it, but when she was playing the tournament, I was like, you know what, just go all the way or go home. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
That's the
she loved
spirit.
it, and she loved it. So I was from that day, me and my mom and my dad were just pushing her because I think it's great if you play only 3 months and you get the national champion 2 or 3 times. I mean, that's something.
Yeah,
You cannot
well,
do that in tennis. You have to play. You have to
For years.
for years to get to earn success. You have to play for years. You know what I mean? So
So I'm preparing for the Arab tournament. It's the coming month, and a tournament in Greece in May.
Now, before the interview, you told me that there is a difference between powerlifting and weightlifting.
Yeah, that's a total
Yeah,
difference.
Can explain to us, please.
Okay, powerlifting is having only three attempts: bench press, deadlift, squats. In each attempt, you have 3 different chances. You can put different weights in the bench, the first press, the second press, the third press. If you get the 3 discorrect, okay, you would be disqualified from the game, from the whole game. You can't play the other 2 items. So after we play all the 3 attempts in every item, you go for the calculation. So I did here 100 kilos, I did here 120, and I did here the best is like, for example, 140. And then we calculate all, and we see the rank which is number 1, number 2, and number 3 on the wall. The weightlifting, it's only 2 stuff, the snatch, I think, right?
yeah,
exactly,
the
the
snatch.
snatch.
It's an Olympic game.
It's an Olympic game. Our game is not an Olympic game. Yeah.
It's the snatch.
The snatch and the other thing, I
the
don't
other
know.
thing. I don't even know what.
I don't
your
know
game,
the-
so
the other
I
game.
cannot discuss that.
I will ask you a question, and you know, the point is that you don't look like a power lifting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a silly question, but you know, I don't know a lot about the game actually. But the point is that I'm used to see people, you know, with
Huge, no?
muscles and
Yeah.
huge. And
Yeah.
so how do you do this? Is it on purpose? Do you know how to make the balance? Because
It's my
I hate to see
coach.
this actually when it comes to females in general. But right now I can see a very good model.
Well,
It's my coach, literally. My coach.
So you
is,
can do this. I mean,
yeah.
on purpose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it
for
doesn't.
sure.
It doesn't need like power. It doesn't need a muscle mass. I mean,
But how
if
many
you.
kilos? Do
She
you
does,
actually
how
lift?
many kilos? do you do?
I do the deadlift 125 kilos. That's my back. Squats, which is my legs, 120, and bench press is 50 or 60, I think. I can't remember exactly. That's right. But when I started the game, I went for my body. That's the first thing. Because when I talked to my coach is a world champion. He's number 1 in Egypt, and he's a world champion. And he like made a new record, new world record in powerlifting, which this tournament was in America last November. And he knows what he's doing. Like, I go to him like, Coach, I want 1, 2, 3, 4. So please fix this. And he's like, okay, I'll fix it. And then he starts to tell me some trainings to do. I do have to work on my 3 attempts. That's the main thing. And then we do accessories to make the body look alike a girl,
Like
perfectly.
shaped
A
a little
girl,
bit.
shaped. And his aim is like, he always tell me this. When you walk, people will say, what's that? That's not human. Exactly. That's
So you have to think like that. That's what
Yeah.
he says. So the thing is, I got your question. Well, the thing is, you don't need muscle mass to be a power lifter or a
It's
weightlifter.
strength.
The thing is, yeah, it's
It's
like
strength.
it's strength and nerves.
technique
I mean,
also.
you see, like now, like I see it, like a lot of guys, they're not, you know, like
Yes, and
Huge.
girls as
Bulky
well,
muscles.
children. I've seen this, for example.
They're not huge,
yeah.
but they have power.
I can see the muscles
Yeah,
of a young girl. She's 8 or 9, and I can see her muscles. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking, because it doesn't look that good actually. But the point is how to be in a good shape as well. This is something great.
Yeah. Yeah, you
That's
just
my aim, I think.
yeah, you just keep up with the practice and the food. Yeah. So
Yeah, especially the
keep
food.
everything in its place and tracked. So yeah.
Yes. Sandra, what about you? Would you tell me about the achievement you're most proud of?
Oh wow. I would definitely say the Youth Olympics. I played. The not playing there, but the thing. I was the one flag in the opening and closing ceremony, and I before I go, I didn't even like I was young. I was 15. I was like, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna carry the flag. It's fine. And then when I got there, it's a huge privilege. I was so proud of myself. I'm carrying the flag, and there's like 20 or 30 athletes, Egyptian athletes. They're so good. They're number one in Africa, maybe 2 or 3 in the world, and I'm carrying the flag for them. And I'm representing them, representing Egypt. So I felt so proud. That was one of the best achievements, I think. I felt like really proud doing it. Also, playing the Grand Slams. I played all 4 of the Grand Slams 2 times. That was being there, playing there in the stadiums, and seeing all the Egyptians in Paris and US coming to cheer for me. I mean, it was great. When they see someone like coming from Egypt, and they just go for it and cheer. I think that was amazing. So yeah.
Talking about the privilege of being an athlete, because we always say that, for example, sports can change a lot when it comes to many things that has to do with the personality. It will change the personality, but also
Yeah.
traveling as well. So you have the privilege of both. I mean, traveling, you will learn, experience, something will change inside, and also the sports. So, for example, if I ask about this experience for you.
Well, I think tennis just built my personality, as you said. Of course, my mom, but I think traveling made it. I'm disciplined, independent a little bit, because I've been traveling since I was 11. I mean, a huge part of it was my dad. He supported me from the start. He gave me the chance. I had a tour, 9 weeks in Europe when I was 11 and a half, 12. And I had to travel with the team. I cannot take my parents with me, and he supported me. My mom was against the idea, but he was like, "You're gonna go," and I think that time was really like important for me, because from 12 I was there and I was alone with only my phone. I have to take care of my food, take care of my clothes, water in the match. I'm alone, 9 weeks. So that was a long time. So I think you learn every day of your life, of course, from anything. But if you travel and if you do a sport and you're dedicated to it, you're gonna get discipline. You're gonna get you're gonna be independent. Your personality is gonna grow like higher than you even imagined in your life. So I think
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah,
It
I'm doing all the
differentiates
talking now.
between a normal person that doesn't do sports and the person who plays sports, because sports makes you think. You have to work with your mind a lot. So it puts you in a level that your mind is always working. Especially when you do something like tennis, because tennis you have to decide what to do on the spot. I'm gonna put this ball in that corner. I'm not gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it here.
You make
so have to
probably
think
like 20
decisions.
to 30 decisions in one rally.
Yeah.
So you take the decision. You don't have to go back to, all right, now, like the other children, like mom, should I do that or no? Like I mean, you
have
should
to
go to
take
your mom
your
and
own
everything.
decisions.
But like simple stuff, you have to take control. You know what I mean? And that gives you the opportunity to take control and to deal with stuff that you think you could not have dealt with it in your life, but you deal with it, and then I think the feeling afterwards, after dealing with it, you just feel proud of yourself. And I think the parents, of course, they feel, oh my God, they can actually deal with these situations by themselves. I'm gonna tell you a story. Actually, I was in Germany, and playing one tournament, and I was 14-ish something, and I lost my passport. So I
can remember
and
this.
It's not a sport.
it's a disaster, yeah. And I lost my passport, and I was all alone in Germany, and the team left. They went back, and I was actually at the airport, and I could not do anything. And I went to the embassy. They got me the paper that I lost it. I went back. I mean, I think the decision that for me to, I have to call the embassy now. I have to go. Thinking of this, think of solutions. That's what makes you can go through anything. Even as simple as your car, when your car just broke, you know what to do. If you put in any circumstances, you can go through it. So I think that sports help that so much.
What about you, Serene? Tell me about what you've benefited from the sports.
First of all, my body. I've done my body. I was really, really skinny. I was.
Yeah, she was more skinny.
I was 54 kilos, I think. 54, yeah. And now I'm 60, 62, 61, 62, something like this. In only 6 months. So that's a huge difference. And not with a fatty body, it's a shaped body. So this is number one. I got different ways in thinking out through life. My sport influenced me to my life, totally. Including my age, my work, everything, my study. Even though if I'm thinking in my graduation, it's influencing me because I'm putting tennis in my graduation, and I'm talking about the women in power. That's my graduation project. So I'm putting that ladies can do anything. So ladies can do anything when their passport is lost. Ladies can do anything when they can work. Ladies can do anything when they are in huge positions.
And even before we conclude, we have to remember also the mother who supported
exactly,
the girl, because of course she did a lot, because she's moving around with two young daughters, starting
carrying
from the very
a lot.
beginning, and moving on to the training, coming back.
Oh yeah, we have to say, I mean, both of us,
huge thing.
No, I mean, not even. I mean, we own them our life, because they made our life possible. I mean, we couldn't have been anywhere.
Anything.
I mean, if my mom did not drive me to that first practice,
yes.
If my dad didn't take the decision for me to travel my first tournaments, if my dad did not support her to go to the gym, if my mom didn't tell her when she was with me actually outside in Paris, when she told her just go for it, you got it. If she didn't support, then we couldn't have been anywhere. And so you just think about all this stuff, and you're like, I own them. Not even my life would be enough because they made it. They made it possible.
They made us. They made us in every way.
That's great. That's really great. I'm very happy that they are really supportive, and I'm very happy for your success. And I'd like to thank you very much, Sandra, Samir, and Samir, for this interview, and congratulations on all the victories and medals you've achieved. And I wish you all the best always.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, and that brings us to the end of this episode of Breakfast Show. But first of all, I have to thank my colleague Nashwa Rashid.
Thank you, Rasha, very much. Thank you all for joining us on this episode of our Breakfast Show. And remember to join us again tomorrow, same time, for more on the show with our colleagues. Till then, thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.
واللي كبر